Welcome back to the Arbitress YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful palazzo trouser. So this trouser is a full palazzo pant without seams by the side, as you can see. It has no joining at the side. The only joining is on the inner of the trouser. It's a very simple tutorial and it's beginner friendly. If this is something you would like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. So I'm going to teach you how to cut a very free palazzo pant without side seam. It's not going to have a side joining and it's going to be really free. So I'm going to cut the front and back the same way. So my fabric is folded into 4, which means I'm cutting both front and back together, and it's not going to have any seam on the side. So you can see this side of the fabric is completely joined together, it's closed, while this other side is the open part. So this is going to be the center fold, while this is going to be the side. So because it's joined together, we won't have a seam on it. So the markings that I have here already is going to, like I said, it's going to be a very free pant. So I'm going to use elastic to gather the waistline, so I don't need my waist measurements for this. So for that, I have added 2 inches for my casing, which is this. So this is going to be the starting point, excuse me. And then it's like a high waist pant. So the crotch I'm working with is 11 inches actually, but because I want it free, I just added like 0.75 to the crotch so that it can be free. You can add ½ inch, you can add 1 inch to yours, and then from there you're going to take your full trouser measurement. It's a very simple tutorial. We'll finish this in minutes. So now, like I said, you don't need your waist measurements, you don't need your hip measurements. It's going to be very free, it's like a pajama. So what I'm going to be using is my lap measurement, like my thigh. That is the fullest part of your thigh, and you're going to take that measurement loosely because you don't want it tight. So there, I'm going to take my thigh measurement. The thigh I'm working with is 28, taking loosely. 28 divided by 2 is going to give me 14. So here, I'm going to mark 14 inches. Then after marking 14 inches, I'm going to add 1.5 inches for the crouch curve, which is this. So the same 14 inches that I mark here, I'm going to go ahead and mark it on my waist as well. You can see how big the waist is going to be, though the person also has a big tummy, so this is definitely going to contain it. So now I'm going to make this into a straight line like this, and then I'm just going to draw my crotch curve. You can use your free hand for this, or if you have a curve that can do this for you, you can also use your curve. So I'm just going to use my free hand. So you can see my crotch curve over there. So now, like I said, this is a palazzo pant. You can just take this measurement straight down, but if you don't want it too big on the hem area, you can just go to your hem and then mark. Here we have in total, we have around 15.5 inches, so you can deduct maybe 2 inches or 3 inches from there, and then you're going to mark that on the hem of the pant. So that's going to be from this side. Remember, we are not going to have a joining on this side. So I have 15.5 inches there. So if I deduct 2 inches from that, I'm going to be left with 13.5. So you can, let me just make it 13 inches on the hem. So here I'm going to mark 13 inches on the hem, and then from the crotch I'm just going to connect it straight down to the hem like that. And that is all I need to do for this trouser. The next thing is to go ahead and then cut it out. So like I said, it's very simple to make. You can see. So this is the pattern that we have. Now I'm going to grab my scissors and cut. So I'm just going to grab my scissors now, and then I'll go ahead and cut out the shape that I have chopped on my fabric. Okay, so here is my crotch. I'm going to try to shift it downwards so that I can have access to the wrist. So this is the elastic allowance that I added to it. don't have enough fabric, you can just cut the allowance separately and then cut your main fabric separately. So here is the crotch cuff, and I'm just cutting it like that. So it's a very simple pant tutorial, like I said, and it's very free, it's not big. So this is what we have now. You can see this is the center which is going to be joined. If I open it out, you will see that I have two pieces, one for front and one for the back. I have two pieces and the side is completely closed. So the next thing now is to join it together. So it's the same thing. So I just want to imitate how it's going to be as a trouser, so that we're not going to get confused on how to join this. Remember, it's going to just face each other like this, and this is going to be the crotch. So like I said, sewing this is very easy. So this is just me laying the front and back on each other, and you know they are cut the same way. So you can see the crotch. So this is the crotch for the first one, and this is the crotch for the second one. So I'm just laying them. Let me place it like this, maybe you'll see it better. So you can see I'm just laying them on each other like this. This is the side. You're not seeing the side because it is closed. It's not going to have a side seam, so it is joined together. So this is the first side of the crotch, this is the second side of the crotch. So I've laid them on each other. What I'm going to do now is to take it to the sewing machine and then run a stitch on the crotch for both sides. So let me just pin it down so that you will see how we're going to join it. So after laying your front and back on each other, they are exactly the same, so they should match exactly. So you are going to be sewing the two crotches together. Okay, once you lay them on each other, the crotch is going to automatically be together. So the way I'm pinning it, that is how you're going to take it to your sewing machine, and then you run a stitch to hold them together. So after stitching them together, now they'll become like one piece. So what I'm going to do next is to just open it up like this, so that I can sew the under area of the crotch. So once you open it up, you can see what you have there. So now you're going to match the under together like this, and then sew all the way to the hem, just like that. You can see now that our trouser is together. So here where the waist is still very big, I'm going to go ahead, remember my allowance. I'll just fold in the allowance like this, and then sew it round and leave a space to pass my elastic to gather it, and then you hem it on the lower part as well. You can see how simple it is to do this. So I'll go ahead and sew it and bring it back to show us. So you can see how big the waist area is, because like I said, this is for a very big tummy. So using my thigh measurement just accommodate whatever tummy that the person may have. So this is going to definitely accommodate it, and then I'm going to gather it to the waist measurement with my elastic. So I've gone ahead to sew all of them together, and then I inserted my elastic on the casing profile. So you can see that there is no seam at the back, and this is what it looks like. It's very simple to make, just like I explained. Once you put an elastic on the waist, the big waist become fitted based on the waist measurement that you want to work with. I hope you enjoy making this beautiful tutorial with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.